Would you look at that? That's a 1987 Honda CR80, and we're gonna go pick it up today. As you guys know, I took a survey. A lot of you guys participated in this survey. We'll quick go to the survey. I said, so the Yamaha Breeze will be finished up next video. What project do you guys want me to do next? A lot of you guys said quad, 38% said quad, dirt bike 45%, it could be vintage or newer, and the motorcycle 11, then other 6. So today we're fulfilling your wishes. We're getting a vintage dirt bike project. And honestly, I'm pumped for this one. I was looking up 1987 Honda CR80s. These things go for quite a bit of money, and they're pretty sweet. Let's take a quick look at this. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Obviously, it needs a ton of work. The plastics are completely junk on this thing. My plan is to use a heat gun, get off all the old crappy paint, bring the plastics back to brand new like we did with the Breeze, restore this thing as best as we can. We might have to tear into the motor, which is probably a good thing because I haven't done that in a while, and we're probably going to have to take this thing down to the frame. The frame is painted black, so it'd be nice if we could sandblast the frame and powder coat that. But that's only if we can get the plastics good, because I don't think they sell plastics for this thing. So plan is probably get a new set of handlebars to match it, probably some black ones. Clean up the plastics, get the motor running perfect, get the rims unpainted because they're painted black again for some reason. The whole thing's blacked out. I don't know why. But it's going to be a good project, so stay tuned. Let's go pick it up. Alright guys, sitting in the car waiting to go to Allenton. I don't know why I keep my car outside instead of the trailer. I guess priorities, but I keep the trailer in the warm garage and my car outside. It's kind of funny. Barely started today too, it's really cold. But we'll be on our way pretty soon here. Just gonna text them. We're both 43 minutes away from each other, so we'll meet up perfectly right in the middle and we should be good to go. So let's head out, pick up this CR80. Alright guys, just pulled up. We're at the BP in Allenton. Just waiting for the guy to get here. Hopefully he'll be here pretty soon and doesn't just not come, because that would really suck. Which is possible. I've had that done before, where you drive somewhere and then the people don't even meet you. It's horrible. Hopefully he's not that bad of a person and he actually shows up. He didn't read my message yet, so that's not good. But yeah, just waiting. We'll see if he shows up or not. If not, then that is going to suck and I'll have to look for a different project. Alright guys, we got the beast. The guy showed up. He was actually a subscriber of the channel and he recognized me, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, the bike is pretty cool. We'll do a quick walk around when I get home, but it's pretty unique. I can see the tag from up here. It says 1987, I think it says. So that is pretty cool. I like how Honda has the tag right on the side of the bike to tell you the year instead of like the VIN number where you have to look it up. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, definitely a pretty unique bike. We'll dig into it when we get home. Alright guys, just made it home. Let's take a quick look at the CR80. This thing is a tiny little motor in here, but you can see right in the motor, 82cc. So, yep. And then you can see it's a 1987 right there on the tag. It's pretty cool. Tires actually don't look too bad on it. It's got the pipe on it. The pipe doesn't have any dents in it, except for that little one right there, which really you can't even call a dent. Looks like the brakes are all there. Motor's pretty tight. Doesn't look like that. Nice leaking. Compression's decent based on the old hand test. It's got the carburetor all there. It's missing the tube from right there, which is supposed to be below the carburetor, but not a big deal. Plastics are pretty rough. We're gonna have to be working on those quite a bit. Does the front brake work? Yeah, the front brake even works. That's awesome. Doesn't really look too bad. So the plan with it is to get it off the truck and then do a carb clean on it. Alright, got off the truck. Let's take it in the garage, take a look at it. Alright guys, got the bike in the garage. We can take a closer look at it now without the wind. As I said before, the engine doesn't look like it has any leaks. It looks like the carburetor might be leaking a little bit. You can see some fuel, unless that was just from taking it off the truck. But it's really not horrible, except for all the black paint on it, which I'm guessing will come off with a heat gun. It's just a lot of black paint, like thick black paint all over. I mean, it's pretty bad. You can see the frame is painted black, which I believe is original, unless it was red. I can see it was yellow at one point too. So it looks like it was stripped down, painted yellow, then painted red, and then painted black. And then the swing arm's painted black for sure. What else? Forks are painted black. It used to be yellow. You can see right there. Here's the VIN. Let's get the VIN. Honda motor. VIN is JH2H E0407HK403494. So that's the VIN. It's got these boots on it. These dust seals. Looks like they're in okay shape. Probably not original for the bike. Let's see if the clutch works here. Clutch works. I wonder if it actually works though. It just engages. That's good. It does kick over. That's pretty good. This line right here looks a little big for it. It almost looks like it's almost kind of kinked. Right there, you can kind of see how it's almost kinked. So that is not good. We might have to replace that. No rips in the manifold, so that's good. See if the back brake works here. Yep, back brake works. Got a little FMF silencer on it. Pretty cool. The shocks seem to be good when I took it out of the truck, so those are good. The shock setup is kind of weird on this. You can see it's really not right in the middle. It's kind of like, look at it, it's really not in the middle. It's like right next to the right side bar, which I'm guessing it's not supposed to be like that. You can kind of see how that curves off like that, which it could be. I mean, that it is possible, but I'm guessing it's not supposed to be curved. I don't know. Leave a comment if you know it's supposed to be curved or not. But yeah, I think the first step with this thing is going to be to do the carb clean and see if it starts it from there. And then go through the air filter system. Yeah, I can see already in there that a mice has gotten to the air filter. I don't know if you guys can see that in there, but the air filter's completely wrecked in there. So we're gonna have to take that out, order some new parts for this bad boy, and then go from there. Should be a pretty fun project. I'm looking forward to it. You don't see too many 1987 CR80s around anymore, and it definitely deserves a new life. I don't know if these are original either. This whole setup, I don't know if the forks are and whatnot, but we'll have to look into it. I have to look at some pictures up on Google and just see if everything is original on this thing, or if it was just kind of Frankenstein together, because I'm not really sure. I haven't seen too many of these, and I'm not super familiar with the older versions of the CR80s. So if anyone in the comment section knows about these things, let me know. If anyone has extra plastics or parts they want to send my way, I'll shout you guys out in the videos. So right now we're looking at plastics. We're going to try to restore these, but we can't restore broken plastics, so this is definitely broken, the fender is. We can probably restore this piece and the tank for sure, and the front fender. But if you look over here, it's missing this plastic completely. So if anybody has that plastic, let me know. I'll buy it from you. And or if you guys just want to send it for free, I'd really appreciate it, and then I'll show you out in the videos. But yeah, other than that, I don't think it's missing anything. I can't see what else it would be missing. Need some new handlebars for sure. I'll just buy those. It's got a little kill switch as well. You can see up here. We'll have to see which way is on and off for that thing. Shouldn't be too hard. We'll see when it sparks, if it's on and off. But yeah, pretty cool project. Let's get into it and do the carburetor. All right guys, first step in this build, we're gonna be taking apart the carburetor. Looks very easy to take out. There's one clamp right here, one clamp right here, and then you can just pull the whole carburetor out. This bike is gonna be super easy to work on. Tons of space to work on stuff, so that shouldn't be too bad. So let's take the carburetor out, see what it's got in there for jets, see if it lines up with the stock ones, and then we'll go from there. I looked up a picture, and these look original. These are actually blue. So the bike was supposed to be red and blue, and yeah, so these are original, which they're in great shape for being original. They just need a little bit of cleaning. But yeah, let's take out the carburetor and get to work on that. All right, let's get these clamps off of here. Gonna grab the heat gun and warm up these rubbers right here because those are rock solid. All right, carburetor is off. It looks pretty clean. It looks like it was cleaned already, but we'll see. Take it apart, see what jets are in there, and then we'll slap it back on there, see if this thing starts up. We also have to check the spark and see if there's a spark getting to it, and just see what the spark plug looks like. But let's dig into the carburetor here, see what's up with that. Alright guys, looks like we're running a 52 for the Pilot. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but that's a 52. 52 for the Pilot. Let's see what the main is. Alright, the main is a 125. So we'll remember those and then we'll check what they are stock. So 125 and a 52. Alright, let's see if they're cleared out. So the Pilot's plugged up a little bit, and the main had a little bit of crusty stuff in it. So we're just gonna blow those out, and then it should be good to go. It looks like somebody already cleaned the carb before. So let's put this back together. Let's blow this out, put it back together, and check for a spark here quick. Alright guys, carburetor is all cleaned out. Ready to be put back onto the bike. I just blew it out quick and just sprayed it with some carb cleaner, so it should be good to go. I did notice that the air mixture screw was out 1.25 turns, so 1 1/4. So I screwed that out 1 1/2, and I think it's supposed to be a 2. So we'll put that back in the bike, but we can't tune that unless it's back in the bike. So let's put this back in the bike, and we'll check for spark then. Back in the bike here. Alright, carb's back on. Let's check for spark here. Alright, the spark plug's right in there, so let's try to get that out of there. That's what the spark plug looks like. BR80S we're running on this thing. Not fouled out or anything, doesn't look too black, so that's good. Let's see if it's getting spark. There we go. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was sparking pretty good. Let's zoom in up in there. I don't know if that's going to be zoomed up far enough. Yeah, it's got good spark. So let's put the spark plug back in and try to start this thing up. Alright guys, spark plug is back in. Let's take off the seat and take off that air filter. I don't want the carburetor to be sucking in that foam because the air filter is completely chopped up in there. So it looks like the seat's held on by two little 8 mils right up there. You guys can see them. So let's quick take those off. Take a look at the air filter. You can see it's not the greatest. So yeah, it wasn't even on. So we're gonna keep the cage, but take the foam off of here. Because it's all ripping apart, you can see it's just kind of crumbling. So we'll put this cage back on. It's not great to run it without an air filter. There's also other crap in there. I don't know why that's all in there. Alright. Let's put this guy back on. Need 2 hands for this. Alright, you can see the cage is now back on. It's kind of dark in there, but the cage is back on. We're good to go. There's no air filter on it now, so there's no foam going to be sucked into the carburetor and into the engine. We'll quick put that cover back on like that. Alright, anything else needs to be fixed here? See if gas is going in here. Oh yeah, gas is going in. Got the switch all figured out. Let's check the coolant here quick. Coolant's topped off. It's hard to see because it's so dark in here, but it's topped off. So we're good there. Looking pretty good so far. We've got to check the oil. Right here, it does not have a dipstick or anything. Ooh. Uh-oh, does it look milky? Is it milky? It almost looks milky. Alright, I'm gonna get a dipstick and see if this is milky. Let's grab a little piece of flexible wire here, shove that down here. Looks like we have some milky oil here. Looks grayish, milky-ish. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's pretty milky in there. So that is not good. That means the water pump seal is leaking, I'm guessing, into this cover case. So the water pump seal is right here. So this is the water pump cover, and behind that there's a bar that has a water pump on it, and that bar actually goes into the engine, into one of the gears, and the bar is actually surrounded by a seal, and if that seal goes bad, then the coolant gets into this case. So I'm guessing that's what's happening. So we've got water mixing with the oil, turning it white. I've had a couple bikes like that before where that happened, and that's no good. So we're gonna have to take apart this cover and see what's happening underneath there. And that will be next video. But let's just try to get this thing started up. It won't hurt it if it's running for a little bit with that type of oil in it. It's not the end of the world. We can start it up for a bit and just see. So let's try to start this thing. Alright, so first thing we did was go through the carburetor. That looks good. Has spark, so that's good. Air filter's cleaned out, that's good. And the oil's a little bit milky, but that's fine for right now. And we have coolant in the system. So let's start this thing up. Alright, so choke it first. It's on. Right, it starts up. I noticed right away it doesn't idle, and it's puffing out some pretty white smoke, so I'm guessing that's the oil mixing with the coolant. And the idle screw is all the way in, so I'm guessing the air fuel mixture screw needs to come out a bit, and we need to adjust that. So let's just try adjusting that and see what happens. Oh, and the front suspension, the shocks are just completely junk on here, so yeah, that's not good. Alright, so the only other option is to adjust the idle from up here. So let's try doing that. now. Oil's a tad high. I think it's because it's missing the line from the carburetor that goes right here. So let's quick put a line on right here, then tuck it down underneath the carburetor. All right, we got some of this line here. Just have to pick out the right diameter line, and we'll be good to go. All right, so that looks about right here. So just cut a little piece of that. And we'll put that right onto the carburetor right here. Alright, so that sounds pretty good. That didn't really help much, but it's good to have that there. Alright, so let's take this thing for a ride and see if it goes through all the gears. And probably should lube up the chain a little bit. Yeah, definitely. I'll show you guys the front shocks here quick. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's really bad. Take a look at the shocks. That's me putting like 0 pressure. So the shocks are completely junk. Alright, let's try to take this thing for a ride. Alright, first ride on this thing, let's see how it goes. Well, it went through first gear pretty good. Let's take it down the road and see if it can go through all the gears. Alright, first ride went pretty well. I can definitely tell that there's coolant leaking. You can see it around the head right here too. It's leaking pretty good. So we definitely need a new gasket kit for this thing. It's leaking pretty good out of the head. And maybe that's where the issue of the coolant going into the oil is. So yeah, first ride wasn't too bad. It has all the gears, has the power. Definitely crazy fast for CR80. I don't know if you guys saw me fly by, but that was like 3rd gear. Yeah, super crazy bike. So it just needs a little bit of care for the motor, and we'll be good. So what's probably gonna happen is a complete teardown of this bike and just go over everything. Definitely needs some new shocks in the front end or oil added or something to that, and we'll go from there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video of me picking up this vintage 1987 Honda CR80. Pretty cool. You don't see these very often, and came up for a pretty decent price considering he practically delivered it. Go to 2_vintage_ on Instagram. I do a live behind the scenes. You guys can keep up to date with this. And yeah, Instagram is the best place to find me if you guys want to get in contact with me or ask questions. So definitely hit up Instagram. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Hopefully you guys have a Merry Christmas. Until next time, we are out.